Moving right along with my how I would adapt. Russia Sentai Toqger. 5 teenagers mysteriously wake up on the Rainbow Line and are introduced to its conductor, the conductor and his hand puppet Ticket, and his assistant Wagon. And they're told that they are here to be Power Rangers to fight the evil Shadow Line from taking over all the multiverse. With sorrow and depression. And with the power of imagination, they're Power Rangers Rainbow Line. And then later it's revealed that all the Rangers, except for the 6th Ranger, we'll get to that, are secretly children of past Rangers, which is why the Rainbow Line chose them. The Rainbow Line is a massive train systems that go through the morphing grid to protect it and makes a mean of travel through the ultra dimensions via the train. Children and those with great imaginations can see it. Those with lesser imaginations only sees it as a normal subway train, and those with no imagination cannot see it at all. The Rangers are referred to rail and then their number. So rail 1, our Red Ranger, is Percy, played by Percy Hines White, who is our heads in the cloud master imaginator, who's a massive optimist and just kind of go to it and get it done kind of guy. It's later revealed that Percy is the son of Kimberly, Mighty Morphin Pink. Rail 2, our Blue Ranger, Chuck, who is the smart one of the team. He's the nerd. Played by Asa Butterfield, or however you say that name. The kid from Ender's Game. And he's the son of Dana from Lightspeed Rescue, which explains why he's so damn smart. Rail 3, our Yellow Ranger. May, played by Kicker Diva, who is the tough Tom girl of the team. She is the daughter of Tanya. Rail 4, our Green Ranger, Kurt, played by Logan Thompson, who is kind of edgy and pessimistic, but also goofy. And he's the son of Adam. Rail 5, Vicky, who is our Pink Ranger, played by Sony Nicole Bringas. And she's the girly girl of the team who wants to be a superhero. And she's the daughter of Tori and Blake from Ninja Storm. Wagon is our kind of comic relief alpha of the season. We're toning her the hell down so we can air this on American Kids Show, but whatever. To play her, Erica Lindbeck, using her same voice she gives to
The acclaimed, the illustrious, Mighty Lou for short.
And conductor is played by Tom Kenny. He is our goofy yet wise mentor for the season. His hand puppet that never leaves his hand is Ticket, and because Nickelodeon, Ticket would have the SpongeBob Tom Kenny voice. And that's the base team. And then, they have a joke where Chuck's like, what does the TQG symbol that's on everything mean? And conductor's like, trains cross grid, that's the motto around here. And then Chuck's like, cross is with a C, not a Q. And then conductor's like, it is? Well, too late to change it. And then we later meet the 6th Ranger, Rail 6, Orange. Clem, or Clement, played by Zoran Korach. I'm terrible with names, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Who, to show that he is a real adult, he, has the shaved head and the stubble. He is an adult, unlike the rest of the Rangers. But he's also a former Shadowline monster known as the Ranger, because he's a monster that brings rain, and He's kind of got this cowboy Lone Ranger thing, and then he later becomes a Power Ranger. It's so clever. Haha, I'm funny. But he defected to the Rainbow Line, and thanks to the Rangers, he got the name Clem as his real name, and then they nickname him Clement, which, that's kind of the Eddie Edward joke from Hyperforce, but whatever. And then we later meet the Galaxy Line conductress, who is still played by Erica Lundbeck as a joke. Oh, she's the same person who plays Wagon. But doing her more Chile or like Blaze the Cat voice.
Not that bad once you get used to it, but do what makes you happy, I guess.
And then have a recurring character, Shady Man and Scalper, who are played by Tom Canny, who give people fake passes to get onto the Rainbow Line. The morpher is a wrist strap that they pull up the little crossbar thing, and it's like, morphing in progress, please stand behind the white line, and then it summons a big white line, and they put a mini version of their Zords in there, and they morph, and there's villains who try to not stand behind a white line, and they get hit by the trains as they're morphing. Keep the color swap gimmick because yes! And they all get animal power-ups when we get to the Galaxy Line arc. The base Rangers gets a sword and a blaster and their individual weapons, which then can combine into the Imagination Bazooka. Six's morpher is a phone, which he hits the morphing app and then has the same morphing in progress thing. And his weapon is a sword made out of the safety traffic thing. Our battleizer for the season is the Hyper Express Armor, which everyone can use. The villains are the Shadow Line, who are the mirror evil version of the morphing grid. Got some yin-yang shit going on here. The generals of the Shadow Line are Dark Spectre's Inner Circle Cabinet, who are the ones to seek to find the new Dark Spectre's host, but since he was destroyed and then later went to the RPM dimension for Constellation Force, but they don't know that, to now find out who should be the new Dark Spectre. For the foot soldiers, they're called the Crows, and they are fucking beautiful suits. The main villain for the first half of the show is General Shade, who is this old general type who's a very honorable kind of guy. To play him, Clancy Brown.
I have a very particular set of skills I've acquired over a very long career, skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. Release my family and that will be the end of this. But if you don't, I will look for you, I will find you, and I will kill you. Brownies? Yes, thank you.
Baron Neo, on the other hand, is a backstabbing bastard. Kind of think of him like the Chamberlain from Dark Crystal. To play him, Greg Ellis.
I was once a nerd like you. I was even born with a club foot. But I overcame my problems and became one of the most popular, cool, and revolutionary literary figures of my time.
Madame Noir is this kind of figure in the background who wants to gain power, who's gaining power via intrigue. The player, Didi Magno.
If neither of you will help, I'll just do it by myself. Not like it'll be much different.
Noir's daughter, Miss Greta, is the young daughter of Nira, who is pledged to betroth the Emperor of Darkness against her will because she actually loves General Shade. But her mom doesn't care because she wants the power of having her daughter be the Empress. The player, Jennifer Paz.
You actually talked to me. You helped me. It's Steven, right?
Later, we meet Marchioness Crone, who is this colossal bitch who has been molding the Emperor into the Shadow Line's thoughts and indoctrinating him. The player, Wendy Malick.
We got no time for this, Hootie. Let us in.
And then during a Ninja Steel crossover, we meet Dr. Dim, who's this kind of half-crazed doctor who's been spending a lot of time away from the Shadowline Castle. And he created robot clones of all the generals and stuff from the Shadowline. And he loves this show, Galaxy Warriors, which is also my excuse to why he has all the foot soldiers from Ninja Steel. The Emperor of Darkness, Zed II, played by Ross Wrench, whose real name is Kyle, who is the second son of Rita and Zed, born after they were purified. And Kyle is a reference to Kai from Zoo Ranger. And we also explain how Thrax is so old because he was born in the time between Zeo and Turbo, and Zed gave the Shadow Line Thrax, where just like the Rangers and Kyle, he experienced like getting older with the time shenanigans evolving with the morphing grid. There is no time in the morphing grid. The dark side of the morphing grid mutated him into Thrax, and it also prevented like the Z-Wave from annihilating them because the morphing grid is full of pure energy and you can't destroy pure energy. He was taken back in time to get the Chrono Aurora by Baron Nero, but Madame Noir also sent out Thorius and Moltor to steal him in case he failed, which he did, and that leads into Overdrive, which I will be rewriting eventually. They found Kyle because when Kyle found out through his dad telling him when his mother, Rita, was the Mystic Mother who died during Mystic Force, was killed, this just broke him, and he felt so alone and sad and depressed from the knowledge of his mom dying. The Shadowline took him and told him to embrace his sadness and depression, unknown to Kyle that his mom is resurrected. And just like the Sentai, Zed demands, he wishes to have this light, even though the Shadowline keeps telling him, no, it's bad, it'll hurt you. But Zed just wants the light. He thinks it's so bright and beautiful. Kyle and Percy become unwitting best friends. By the end of the series, Percy agrees to absorb all of Kyle's negative emotions and powers, turning him from Rainbow Line 1 to Shadow Line 1. But later, Kyle rejects being the Emperor of the Shadow Line, rejects being Dark Spectre, and embraces the light, and becomes Rail 7, the Purple Ranger. Oh, and he just has the 6 Rangers Morpher remolded. They have a 7 instead of a 6 on it, and he has a purple version of Red Sword. And Grand Duke of Darkness, Hai, who comes in at the very tail end of the show when he finds out that the Emperor turned heel and declares himself that he should be the new Dark Spectre. But he gets usurped by a robot clone of Zed's monster form, which was built by Dr. Dim. But he's defeated by Percy, who gets brought back to the light thanks to the power of friendship and imagination. And then at the end of the series, they use the power of imagination to create clones of themselves to continue being Rangers. And they go off to live their childhood again. We also have a Ninja Steel crossover that can be like a 2-parter or whatever. And we merge Galaxy Line SOS and the Dino Charge crossover into a 3 to 4-parter and like just 2 extra episodes to continue SOS footage, where in this they fight the Shadowline Exiles, who were people exiled for trying to usurp power. Nair the Hunter, Count of Darkness, wants to hunt and take over the Galaxy Line, and Asher, who is his assistant, and they're both played by Scott McNeil. For Nair,
Fine with me. Looks like it's time to roast or be roasted.
for Asher,
I hate Mega Man. He ruins everything.
and Devious, played by Mark Mitchson, who plays Singe in Dino Charge, which again, I don't really bring up generic Power Ranger voices, but I think Singe's voice would work for Devious.
You shouldn't do that if you want the energy.
What do you guys think? You like my ideas? Do you hate them? Let me know in the comments and we can discuss it.